This is North Texas Weather Center with your latest 4-minute forecast, as we have a lot to get to in this forecast in terms of severe weather over the next 7 days. But temperatures out there this morning, we are starting out mild out there. A lot of us in the mid to upper 50s and low 60s across DFW. By lunchtime today, we should all warm up comfortably into the mid 70s, and eventually by about 4 o'clock, all of us should get into the low to mid 80s. So it'll be a beautiful day out there. A little bit humid. It's a little bit more humid than yesterday, and that humidity will continue to build in over the next several days. So keep that in mind as we have severe weather chances returning over the next several days. But you can see there's a potential for some severe weather as early as today. There's actually a marginal risk of severe storms out near Wichita Falls and off to the west, including Abilene. The potential for maybe some damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, and quarter-sized hail does exist. It should be a fairly low-end risk, not really including the DFW Metroplex. Tomorrow things do change. There's a marginal risk of severe weather, including most of the DFW Metroplex, and as well as back off to the north, there's a slight risk of severe weather, including areas like Bowie, Wichita Falls, and Gainesville. This is the potential for damaging winds, large to potentially very large hail, and maybe a few tornadoes, but that tornado threat should be back off to our north, and I expect the cap to be strong enough to prevent most of the severe weather from developing. So don't be too concerned about what we're expecting in terms of severe weather tomorrow. There's a marginal risk, but I do expect most of any storms that do develop to be off to our north in Oklahoma and Kansas, and any storms again that develop, it's a very low chance because of the cap. Heading into Sunday, there's a slight risk of severe weather off near Abilene, and this is going to be for central and western Texas. This will translate into another potential for severe weather in our region on Monday. This might be a tornado outbreak as well, so very well stay tuned with North Texas Weather Center on Facebook and YouTube for the latest. Subscribe here to the YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, and also follow our Twitter at official NTXWC to stay updated with the latest on this potential for severe weather. But you can see that slight risk includes all of North Texas heading into Monday, so this is going to be a day to watch very closely. Now, dew points over the next several days. Again, there's going to be a lot of humidity over the next 48 hours. It's going to be building in because of the southerly winds out of the Gulf of Mexico. Dew points today will be in the low 60s for the most part. Tomorrow we'll start to get back in the mid 60s. By early next week, by like Sunday or Monday, we will be back in the low 70s for dew points, so it'll be oppressive across the region. Take a look at the future radar for today. Again, there's a chance for a few storms out near Childress late this afternoon into the early evening hours. You can see a few showers and storms, damaging wind gusts being the main threat. These should fizzle off before reaching anywhere in DFW, but again, there might be an isolated shower or storm near Wichita Falls, depending on how long those storms do last, but daylight heating will expire, so not too much of a concern. Again, a storm might develop tomorrow afternoon or evening, but it looks to be a very low-end risk because of the strong cap we'll have in our region. Again, the chance is there, but it's a low-end threat, so don't be too concerned about it. But again, closer to 6 or 7 o'clock, if any storms do develop, they'll develop in between Wichita Falls and I-35 West. So definitely make sure you're monitoring the weather tomorrow, but it will not be much of a risk. Now, what's going on? I've been mentioning the bowling ball low pressure system over the last couple of forecasts in terms of at least the thumbnails. This is what I'm talking about when we're looking at this. So we have a strong jet stream. Here's your jet stream. It's back off here to the north. Here's your low pressure system. It's basically what it means. It's a cutoff low. And what it looks like is a bowling ball. I mean, this is the low level jet. You can almost make it out. It's almost like, it looks like a bowling ball. So just kind of something to look at there. That's why I call it the bowling ball low. A lot of other meteorologists also call it like that. But then eventually another low pressure system will develop late Sunday into Monday, which again is going to be part of that system that might bring us a tornado outbreak on Monday. So a system to watch very closely. Again, looking at late this weekend, this is Sunday at 7 o'clock. Storms back out to our west near Wichita Falls, San Angelo, and Abilene. Eventually, by about 1 in the morning, these storms move closer to the Metroplex, Wichita Falls. And eventually, by 4 or 7 o'clock, these storms might move through our region. Again, the chances of storms is pretty high, 70 to 80% chance here in DFW, but most of the storm activity should be during the morning hours, so that'll be something to kind of keep in mind. Storms will also be possible going into maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Coverage, where it happens, all to be determined here over the next several days. Temperatures tomorrow morning will be waking up in the mid to upper 60s, so very mild out there. Eventually, by the afternoon hours, you can see all of us should get into the low 80s, maybe over closer to 90s back out to our west. Here's your latest North Texas Weather Center 7-day forecast, and again, over the next several days, you can see temperatures really nice, to be honest with you. I mean, we're looking at a pretty nice spring so far. Mid 80s, though, for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Monday will probably be our warmest day of the week despite the storms. 87 degrees is our current forecasted high, and eventually by next Wednesday, storm chances again potentially returning. This forecast is brought to you by Platinum Contracting, Birdies Per Turf, and All Dents Repair.